Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I've been using iOS 26.2 for about 1 week at this point. And in this video, I'm going to give you my overall experience running iOS 26.2. I'm going to go over my battery life, battery health, and performance, as well as talk about the Geekbench score during the video as well. But first, I'm going to go over a little bit of news. In yesterday's video, I finally have me a tripod. It is the Bytech tripod, and I made a video on it yesterday. I will be using this tripod for my videos for whenever I need a tripod. So if I'm going to be reviewing another device, or even if I'm going to be doing a speed test between the Samsung Galaxy A15 and maybe my iPad. Unfortunately, the tripod isn't going to work for my iPad because it's too big. But if I'm doing a speed test between the iPad Air 4th generation and the iPad 7th generation, that tripod, the Bytech tripod, it will come in clutch. The tripod is really affordable, and it is really great. Now, as far as new features with iOS 26.2, I covered this in last week's video, though I'm just going to go over it again as sort of a recap here. You have this liquid glass slider for a lock screen here. You can adjust the glass all the way to the right or all the way to the left for overall transparency, but I keep it about here so I can get a little bit of both. I can see the clock and have it a little more lighter. As far as any other features, well, you do have chapters within Apple Podcasts, which is a nice feature that I haven't really tried out yet, though I like the fact that you do have chapters here in Apple Podcasts. All you do is tap on the logo, not next to the podcast to get your different play options. You tap on the logo where it will then say chapters, and here are all your different chapters. So it's really nice that you have chapters within Apple Podcasts. Now, as far as my overall performance on this update, well, if we go into the app library and we do some simple scrolling here, surprisingly, it's not laggy. Every time I start screen recording on some instances, my iPhone 12 does get laggy, but it is not laggy this time. Performance is pretty great. Hopefully, I get to upgrade this device and get something new for you guys on the channel. But as far as going into podcasts where I just was and doing some scrolling, everything works as it should here. Go into Apple Podcasts and we do some scrolling and search here. Everything works as it should. Now, if I go into my battery health here, my battery health is still at 80%. If I go into that battery health, or if I go into view all battery usage here, I just started using this device, so I had 27 minutes screen on time, 14 minutes screen off time. Yesterday I had 8 hours, 2 minutes screen on time, 1 hour and 16 minutes of screen off time. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a look at it on the iPad. As far as my battery health on the iPad here, well, if I go into settings and let me full screen this, and we go to view all battery usage, because unfortunately this iPad, it doesn't have the battery health section like some of the newer ones do. As you see, I had 21 minutes screen on time, 0 minutes screen off time. But if I take a look at yesterday, I've had 2 hours, 56 minutes screen on time, 11 minutes of screen off time. And now I'm going to go ahead and run a Geekbench score so I can share those numbers in the video. Geekbench completed And on my iPhone, taking a look at this, we got 2,052 for single core, 4,707 for multi-core. And if I look at this from last week, when I ran it on iOS 26.2, we got 2063 single core and 4221 for multi-core. Taking a look at it on my iPad, I scored 2127 for single core, 5131 for multi-core. And if I go into last week when I ran it, I scored 2123 for single core, 5141 for multi-core. As far as what else we can expect from Apple, well, if I go into the calendar here, I wouldn't expect any updates as this week is Christmas in the United States. I wouldn't expect the next update till the week of January 5th. And that update would be iOS 26.3 Beta 2. I would expect that update, but I'm not going to make a video, or I will make a video on it, but I will not be installing the update. Because the current update we have is iOS 26.3 Beta 1. And a couple days ago, we got iOS 26.3 Public Beta 1. So, Beta 2, the update of iOS 26.3 Beta 2, we could see the week of January 5th. I am going to have a video. I'm just not installing the update. Then the week of January 12th, I would expect iOS 26.3 Beta 3. Then the week of January 19th, we get iOS 26.3 RC. That update I will be installing. Then a final release on the 26th. And then we move on to iOS 26.4 and the new iPhone 17e. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I'll see you guys later.